Hello, my name is Attorney Desiree, and welcome to our weekly live attorney chat. If you are unfamiliar with our firm or are new to our firm, we weekly come on here and sometimes more frequently just to discuss recent issues in immigration, things we're hearing in consultations that might help other people. And so if you are watching this and afterwards you feel like, yes, this could be helpful for so-and-so, please pass it along, like, comment, or share, tag them in your comment. That way they can take advantage of this video as well. So today I'm going to talk about expediting your case and the things that we can do to possibly speed up the case, and is that even available to you? So when we talk about, can I expedite my case? We are talking about after a filing has been completed or submitted with USCIS, and really at several different steps along the way. And it is a multifaceted, as with everything, response. And for our purposes, our clients are usually genuinely looking for fiance visas, spousal visas, adjustment of status applications, naturalizations, work permits, travel documents, things of that nature. So that's kind of what we're talking about in regards to expediting for our purposes. So an expedite is possible in most cases that would be relevant for us. The cases where it is not possible are those that already have what's called premium processing. In general, those are work type related visas. So the EB visas, the E visas, the H1s, those types of visas already have a premium processing, which allows them to kind of speed up the processing of their case to the extent possible. We are still talking about the government. But as far as expediting for our purposes, there are four different reasons. Two of them, the first two, we actually see most commonly. So the first would be if there is a severe financial loss, and usually they are talking about to that U.S. citizen petitioner. The second would be emergencies and urgent humanitarian reasons. I would say that is probably our most common tool that we use. The third reason would be a nonprofit that's in furtherance of some sort of social interest or cultural interest that the U.S. has. The fourth would be government interests. And then the fifth would be if there's just a plain error on the behalf of USCIS. I would say that happens. I've not really seen that happen in too many cases, but it is one of the outlying reasons that they could expedite your case. So the first two are the ones that we see most commonly: severe financial loss and emergency or humanitarian reasons. These can come into play in many different avenues. A job loss in and of itself could be determined to be a severe financial loss enough that it would expedite a case. For instance, if you have a client who needs to move or be able to travel in order to keep their job, say they are here on DACA and we've applied for an adjustment of status or something for spouse, but they need to be able to exit country or something for their job. We do have several of those actually, and so that might be a reason that the USCIS would expedite the travel document itself. The other most common one are just emergencies or humanitarian reasons. So this could be just such a wide range, right? Illness, severe illness, if someone back home, a death in the family. I will say most commonly, I see actual USCIS take initiative and action on those where there is a death and they need to, go home for one reason or another. But it could be that the discretion is there for them to decide to expedite your case. So it doesn't hurt to do that if, in fact, you have a valid reason and can back that up with documentation. So the second part of that, tickler or response of can I expedite my case, the second part of that would be what types of documentation do I need? because there are lots of different ways to expedite a case. And a lot of times it really involves me kind of pleading my case, pleading the client's case over the phone with a USCIS officer. And a lot of times they will request additional evidence, either on the phone with them, fax to them while they wait on the phone, fax to them later, or in an additional appointment. Let's say we're expediting a travel document and the client needs to show up at a physical location. They'll need to bring documentation that supports why we are looking to expedite. And in the event of humanitarian reasons, we're looking for lots of medical documentation, maybe even a doctor's note or letter stating that party cannot travel, or here are the issues with regard to why my client needs to travel home to see their parent or grandparent. Again, those would all have to be translated just so that the officer can review them. So that would be something. Job loss or a severe financial hardship, of course, that's going to be mostly financial. So you're really going to have to be creative sometimes with the evidence that you provide to make sure that is shown to USCIS, or that they can review it and make a determination in your behalf. So you want to put your best case forward, right? Expediting your case can only happen so often. So it's definitely something you would want to get guidance on. You can't just call and request to expedite every, week or so with USCIS. And so that's something to consider. USCIS can have several different responses. We've discussed a little bit about, requiring further information. That can definitely be a response. And honestly, I would say that is probably a positive if they actually respond to the request. There is no requirement for USCIS to respond to expedite requests. And they look at that as just an efficiency standard. If they had to reply to everyone who requested, then that would even cause more backlogs. So there is no requirement. And we do find that sometimes they just ignore the expedite request. And so then you kind of wait 30 days or so, see if that situation changes, if there's any additional evidence that you can gather in that month period of time that would highlight the emergent and humanitarian reason to need to expedite, or the severe financial hardship. And just talking for those that are really the two that we see most often. So USCIS, of course, can request further information. They can ignore it. Or they can go ahead and proceed with that. And usually, since they don't provide us with an answer, the next thing you know, that party is getting their travel document or whatever we have expedited. So it just kind of brings that case to the forefront. So I hope this has been helpful. If you are watching this on replay, definitely comment #replay. If you have any questions, please put those in the comment as well. We do go back through those, and if there's something that I can answer via the chat feature or comment feature on Facebook, I certainly will. Or if it's something that maybe needs a broader, more explanation, I'll come on and do another video like this. You will see me next week as well on Thursday, the same time. You can also look at our website. We have a ton of resources and videos at www.immigrationforcouples.com. If you click on the resources tab, there'll be a whole bunch of different areas of the immigration realm or world that we've done videos on. So it's likely that a question that you might have is at least briefly addressed in one of those videos. I hope this has been helpful. Please feel free to like and share our page, especially if you think that someone may benefit from your question as well. Have a great day.